There is no name other than Dragonoid Maximus that defines Powercreep. Well, maybe there are a few others, but this video specifically focuses on Dragonoid Maximus and its impact in the Bakugan TCG, with a few aspects, deck strategies, and a whole freaking set. This is the story of Dragonoid Maximus. Let's start where it all began. 2019 New York Toy Fair, an event similar to E3 but mostly with toys. A Bakutuber by the name of Kodak was invited and shown a lot of upcoming stuff by Spin Master. One of those things was Dragonoid Maximus, a strong, imposing figure that makes lights and sounds, perfect for any child under the age of 10. But the main reason he sold well was his card. Dragonoid Maximus was a force to be reckoned with. A 2500 B power, 10 damage, 10 cost Evo with the following effect. If you control Dan Kuzo, Winston Styles, and Leah Venegas, you win the game. This effect made him often compared to Exodia, a character from the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise, with a similar effect or something. I don't know, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. His base form had a weird core lineup with only 700 B power and 3 damage with no effect. Major controversy sparked because of Maximus, and even more controversy sparked with his price, $40 USD. Meaning to get a place out of him, you need 120 USD, which I don't know what that is in Canadian dollars really. Moving on to Age of Aurelus, also in 2019, the final set of the Battle Planet season, which had its ups and downs. We had a lot of Evos debuts, Pyrus Hypertrino, a very underrated card, along with Aqua's Hypersyndius, which is pretty much a War's Darkest Maximus Nihilus nowadays. However, there were also broken hero cards debuting within the set too, one of which is Leah. This Leah didn't count towards Maximus, instead gaining popularity in Maximus decks because of her ability. When you open a Bakugan, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If one of them is a hero, you may play it for free. This helped with getting the requirements to win easier, especially since Leah Venegas, the version that does count towards Maximus, costed 10 energy to play. There were also hero cards like Strata and Bakugan Resurgence at the time that made the heroes cheaper to play by 2 energy, as well as Song of Fire, which is an action by the way. This was also the time where Maximus was crowned a Toy of the Year nominee, or one Toy of the Year. I don't know, I gotta look into that next time. Now this is hard because this next scene takes place during the year 2020. Fusion Force was delayed, virtual brawling was invented, and even with all of that, Maximus was somehow buffed! A new card from the Armored Elite set called Fire Launcher debuted. It gave 4 energy when you played it. There was also the debut of Trifecta and Empower, which helped the forced faction combination Maximus users had to work with. Cards like Honey Trap, Swift Speed, Chaotic Flare, and Heaven and Earth Strike also debuted, giving Maximus a dominating presence in the meta, if he didn't have one already. There was also the Chaos Faction Bundle, which contained mostly cards that helped Maximus, such as the previously mentioned Leah. There was more controversy with the TCG devs saying any Dan, Winton, and Leah card counted towards Maximus. However, I think it was Justin Gary or Ventus Knight that overruled the rule change. In 2021, the TCG was cancelled due to either the pandemic or incompetence, and with it came Fusion Force's release on Amazon. It was released in mid-2020, but very expensive for a box. In Fusion Force, things start to get spicy for Maximus users. We got Hyper Pyrus, which was a worse super fuel, Pyrus Flashfire, Pyrus Cutter, Fusion Shield, and a lot more. However, this set nerfed Maximus because of Crystal Blaster, which his ability is when you pay 3 energy, you may destroy all opposing Evos, heroes, and Baku gear. This was crucial in stopping Maximus because it could ruin the whole setup. However, Maximus was the favorite child, so the card that tried to stop him got banned. And as far as I know, Maximus was never banned outside of a few tournaments. There was also the debut of Stoke in Secrets of the Geogon, and with it, Ventus Earthbreaker, which was an 8 cost with Double Strike and Shadow Strike, which also gave the equipped Bakugan plus 1200 B power and 3 damage. Maximus' resurgence continued in 2022 with Evolutions. The debut of a more overpowered Bakugan toy line came along, and as expected, one Bakugan paired perfectly with Maximus, Ventus Platinum Blitzfox, a staple in Maximus decks nowadays thanks to Haru Ren and Otaku Superior making use of it in gameplay. With Blitzfox reaching 1900B power on an orange shield and Maximus' base form Titan Dragonoid carrying one, these two became a dangerous pairing. Not to mention the debut of Nanogon also came along, but very little Nanogon synergized with Maximus. Late 2022 gets better for Maximus users, specifically Canadian Maximus users, as we got the Canadian exclusive Heo's Wrath, who functioned like a mythic Bakugan and being able to reach 1950B power on its own. This can be done by landing on a plus 400 for Heo's Orange Shield and grabbing an opponent's 650B power Magic Shield. Fast forward to now and we have one last Maximus option to close the video. Heos and Darkus, Syndius X Scorpiros. I forgot to mention in the 2020 segment that Fusion Bakugan also debuted during that time, but none really worked with Maximus. In Legends, one Bakugan stood out to me, and it's still available today. Heos and Darkus Syndius X Scorpiros is a base Heos with 2 magic shields as well as a reroll to cheese out the required Dankuzo's ability. He was able to function as an outstanding support for Dragonoid Maximus and supporting himself while at it. In conclusion, Dragonoid Maximus defined power creep ever since the beginning of the Bakugan Pro TCG, and even so today. However, he's very difficult to see on store shelves nowadays, so you're going to have to rely on your old friend eBay.